Well, hello, everybody. Whew. It's been a very busy day preparing this deep dive for you. I can tell you, I've gone down lots of rabbit holes in my research to help you solve every issue known to man having to do with skin and skin disorders, inside, outside, upside down, turn around, shake it around. I tell you what, it's been a great day. It's been an interesting day. But what this all comes down to, our skin is like a flag that waves our health, the state of our health. It is like the indicator of the state of our health on the inside of our bodies. So we're going to go through some pictures. We're going to go through some common causes. And I've just prepared a fun thing for you. So I've got to get this bigger so I can share my screen. There we go. Okay. Awesome. All right, my friends. All right. Are we seeing it as a slideshow?
Yeah, it looks beautiful.
Perfect. Okay. Let's talk about skin. I want you to love the skin that you're in. Oh, it's going automatically. That's fun. I want you to love the skin that you're in. And guess we have skin inside our bodies and skin outside our bodies. It is our largest organ. And I'd love to talk about some autoimmune disorders as well. This is hits close to home. I've got a family member to share a story with you about this. And just as a disclaimer, I'm not a medical professional, but I'm not here to give you medical advice. I'm just sharing stories. So I do have to refer you to your medical professional. But I hope you'll find this great information. So back to skin and health in general. Causes of dis-ease are the same causes of skin problems. Diet, if you think about it, if what we eat is fuel for our bodies, for our cellular activity, what we eat can either be good fuel or not even fuel at all. It can be a stressor on our bodies. So, toxins, obviously, things that can be terrible for our bodies and cause stress on our cells. Um, Surprisingly, as I study more about health and wellness, there are so many things that we put in our bodies, around our bodies, on our bodies, breathe in, to make the air smell better, different things that are toxic and have a terrible effect on our health. Invaders, this is something fairly new, that new-ish, that we've been talking about or learning about on the health scene. Um, Bacteria, viruses, if you want to think about bacteria on the skin, staph is a bacteria, staph infections, viruses like chicken pox, or shingles. There's and then there's parasites that can cause things like scabies. And of course, you've got the mosquito bites and other bug bites and things like that. Um, Stress. Uh, there's oxidative stress on our cells. And oxidative stress comes from toxins, what we eat, and things like that. but also our thoughts and our lifestyle, things, how we perceive what we're going through, the truth that we are living in or perceive as true can cause stress on our bodies. And oxidative stress on our cells shows in our skin, it accelerates aging. So then genetics, I put this in quotes because I'm doing a lot of study. Learning your family history, I think, is very good and very important. But just because your parents had something or something runs in the family, it does not mean that that is your life sentence or has to be your trajectory. The genetics that I'm looking at are epigenetics. And epigenetics means, like, when we talk about, when somebody says, oh, it's in your genes, well, your genes are the recipes for your cells. So that means, just like if you think of you're baking a cake, you've got flour and you've got cocoa powder. Hopefully, it's a chocolate cake. Uh, Cocoa powder, eggs, and sugar, and baking soda, and you mix it together, milk, and you mix it together and put it in the oven. But that's the ingredients are the cells, and the recipe that you're following is the genetic code. But a stressed out baker may whip the cake too much, mix it, over mix it, and get the baking soda too activated before it gets in the oven. And that causes it to rise and fall, or causes it to make tunnels in the cake. Or the distracted, stressed out baker bakes it too hot. That's not a mistake in your genetic code for your cells. It is what's going on in your body when those cells are being created, if that makes sense. So epigenetics is more what I'm leaning towards, because I hate the idea that we are stuck with something and it's hard coded into our bodies. So these are things that we're thinking about when we're talking about possible causes. You know, inflammatory diet. You can go through a list of seeing inflammatory foods. We always think of the teenager with the cystic acne who won't eat anything but pepperoni pizza and potato chips, and they've got these a lot of saturated fats in their diet and a lot of um, oh, the word is escaping me. Crisco is a form of hydrogenated oils. That's the word. That is death for your skin health. It clogs up your gut and doesn't allow your body to receive nutrients. And your skin actually doesn't know, your body doesn't know what to do with hydrogenated oils. So in some cases, like the people with eczema, I'm going to share a story about my daughter. It's death for their skin, your body tries to secrete those oils and out of the skin. And of course, we talked about toxins being an overload in your system. Stress, in this case, in our talking about skin, stress, of course, affects your sleep. Your sleep repairs when it just sets off everything having to do with your health and wellness. But it also disrupts your hormones, and your hormones regulate your skin health as well. It's kind of shows. Then we've got our bacteria, viruses, parasites, things going on there. And I did put genetics here. I mean, the color of your skin is is uh, uh, something that shows your whether or not you're more able to stay out in the sun a little longer than somebody else, but also um, the environment with which you grew up, the how your parents handled stress, what area were you near, where they sprayed pesticides, all of those things are I would call more like your environment and your affects your genetics. So here's just a picture of your skin in depth and on all the layers of the skin. And just for you, I just want to note how many blood vessels you see, where you see the nerves and nerve endings. And then we have glands that have fat and oils in them. So these are pictures or graphics of different types of lesions and disorders. But none of this to me says that the recipe is broken. It's not a genetic thing, but sometimes we get told that. So several weeks ago, we did a thing on HRV, heart rate variability. And we're talking about how that is being pointed to, and also immune, insulin resistance. Sorry, words. Oh my goodness. Insulin resistance is they go hand in hand, but these are coming from our body's inability to go from fight or flight to rest and digest. So in this stress response, you notice sweating, blood pressure, digestion inhibited, muscles tense, all of these things, right? Our skin flaring, if we have some sort of disorder, we also have a flare typically of our skin. You'll notice when people get nervous, they get flushed. But if somebody has a skin disorder, really putting them on the spot or something that makes more blood flow go to those spots on their skin. So we're going to pause for just a second, and I'm going to tell you a little story. This beautiful, sweet little girl is my daughter, Sabrina, and she is 24 now. But from the time she was a baby to the time that she was about 17, 16 or so, she suffered with eczema. And she had you can see it in this first picture a little bit, the discoloration of her elbows. She was getting new skin on her elbows often, regularly. So just from a toxic point of view, I limited toxins going in her body as much as I knew to do at the time. As far as epigenetics is concerned, I do know that when babies are born to a mom who has stress in her life, they have different changes in their bodies. I do know that she did not receive any of the recommended immunizations. So the toxins from those immunizations were not harming her body. But she had cradle cap that went into eczema. So I put a filter on the bathtub and reduced the amount of chlorine her skin was ingesting. I did food sensitivity tests. We did blood work. We did all kinds of things, and still her skin was flaring. And so you can see in the middle picture, her eyes, she got pretty, they're kind of puffy and inflamed there. You can't see it in the photo. We have pictures of her somewhere with them all flared up, but unfortunately, You cannot, I couldn't find any. But she chose this picture in the center because her eyelids are puffy and flared. And so this was her life. We did as much as we could do with diet. We reduced and eliminated things that her body was not used to. I have learned since about leaky gut, and we were working on healing her gut. All of my kids, I think we didn't do delayed cord clamping, so the kids didn't get good microbiotics from my gut when they were born. Um, and I think that would have been helpful. But also, I had a very, very stressful marriage. We had good times,
Hello.
we had bad times. And so, um, are you guys hearing me okay?
Yes, Cami, hearing you perfectly.
Perfect. Okay. We had good times and bad times, but the final straw was when my daughter Sabrina, so she was in this, everything that we did as far eliminating toxins and traumas or toxins to her skin um, helped. Foods helped. We got her into some counseling that helped. But the last straw was when I was going through separation and my husband, soon to be ex husband, left the home. The cycle of eczema breakout that would go into a staph infection and would stopped. She was dealing with that for a year and a half. Um, and it was awful. And so this was proof to me about we are mind, body, and spirit. We need to do as much as we can do healthfully in our bodies, but including the spirit and our relationships and the physiology, paying attention to what we do to be healthful in our bodies. So she's been eczema free since then. Once in a while, she has a little something, something that flares up, but she knows how to take care of it. And it's no longer considered in our brains as something that she has and that she's forever diagnosed with. But that's something that early on, dermatologists said that she was going to have forever. And we're like, no. So I want to show you some pictures of different things here because aging is something that we just kind of accept that our skin is, we're going to lose collagen and cartilage over time. And that doesn't have to be. So with exercise, with a great diet, with collagen supplementation, we can, and toxin-free diet, we can have beautiful skin. Fasting helps as well. But I'm going to tell you about patches that help the skin produce collagen, epithalamine, and telomerase. So actually thickening and plumping up the skin. And of course, please don't forget your water. We all need the water to do those, to you don't want to do life as a raisin, right? Raisins are dehydrated and they look like it too. So we also need plenty of water. Here is vitiligo. Now, vitiligo is an autoimmune condition. I did a little bit of research today about vitiligo, and the causes are somewhat unknown, but generally, a lot of the people who have vitiligo are lacking in vitamin D. They also have some possible issues with kidney function, possible issues with liver function. And they're told that it's something they're always going to have. But here we have a photo of someone who was able to get relief. So if you think about this, that's a very visual skin problem that people are told, oh, I'm sorry, those cells are no longer making melanin. Your body can't do it anymore. And they're also told to stay out of the sun because the sun is dangerous for the spots that have no melanin. However, sunscreens that they're told to put on are very toxic and harmful for their skin. And there's known carcinogens in sunscreens. So if you avoid the sun, you're lack in vitamin D. And so it creates this terrible problem. And often that's what happens in our older generation as well. And so if we can help get more education out about how beautiful the sun is, we would also be helpful. Guess what? The same therapies, I was looking at vitiligo, and what the therapies that they're recommending are UV therapies with vitamin D supplementation. Hello? Excuse me? Are we talking about light here? Well, this makes me, it's just so interesting to me. So that's my thing when we talk about things being genetic or, oh, I'm sorry, your body's worn out. An autoimmune disorder is caused by your immune system being so stressed out, it no longer functions properly. And that autoimmune problem is because the immune system has been overworked. If we can help reduce the toxins and help jumpstart your body to be working properly, then guess what? The autoimmune stuff can magically, so to speak, go away. Skin cancer has been, oh, stay out of the sun. It may cause skin cancer. Well, my research shows that overexposure and tons of sunburn after sunburn after sunburn can cause skin cancer. But the early morning sunlight is amazing for different parts of your body. The midday sunlight is also very good for different parts of your body. And the late afternoon sunlight is also very good for parts of your body. So, and again, we were talking about the sun screens. If you aren't very careful in getting a very pure zinc oxide based sunscreen, you're literally slathering your body with carcinogens and reducing your body's ability to make that vitamin D that we know is so important for us. So my buddy Roger here had been suffering from skin cancer for 15 years. And he had had over 20 surgeries to remove different parts of his skin. And he was done having surgeries. And so when we met, he heard about my friend Alan, who was saying, oh yeah, I've been using these patches and my sunspots are fading and I no longer have them. And sunspots are a precursor or thought to be a precursor to skin cancer. And so that perked up Roger's ears, and Roger was like, what is this? And so he tried using our phototherapy patches, and you can see the results after just 2 months. So we go after helping the body remove the toxins that are causing the problem, removing the stress that is also causing an imbalance in your sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. That means helping shift your body into that rest and digest. We're reducing oxidative stress on your cells and giving your body brand new pluripotent stem cells to repair. That sounds pretty amazing to me. This man used these patches, just the glutathione patch, for 5 months, I believe. And so glutathione is a major antioxidant. And we have a slide coming up showing what it does. But I just want to point out to you on this detox pathways, this acne coming out is a sign that your body needs to detox, or you have a bacteria that is an infection going on in your skin. Both can be helpful with glutathione, raised glutathione levels in your body. Not only does it help your body's immune system, it also helps go after the bacteria. It helps detox your body, helps your liver, helps your kidneys. So all of those things that we were saying, oh, hey, the autoimmune issue of pick an autoimmune issue. If you can help your body detox, you're helping your body get rid of the toxins that are overloading your immune system. So I did a little research today about the sunshine, and I found out 19 out of the 30 leading causes of death in the United States are linked to low vitamin D. So if that's not a reason to get out in the sunlight, I don't know what is. Vitamin D production in the skin is strongest during the hours we are all told to avoid the sun. And by the way, sunglasses are also not good for you because, you need to protect your eyes from, you don't want to stare at the sun, but you do need the sunlight received in your eyes, because that's how your body, your circadian rhythm is affected. So your eyes tell your body to make this vitamin D and make melatonin, and it's registered in that pineal gland. So sunlight actually does improve mood. It does reduce the risk of disease. It's actually pretty good for eczema and different skin problems. It increases vitamin D production, your own natural vitamin D production, and it regulates the circadian rhythm. Why is that important? The circadian rhythm, during the day, the sunlight tells you to make serotonin. You are happier. And guess what? Serotonin is an antioxidant. And during the night, your body, your pineal gland tells you to make melatonin. Why is that important? Melatonin helps you sleep and get that good, wonderful sleep. Melatonin is also an antioxidant. So oxidative stress on our body is what stress does to our body. Oxidation, it's free radicals, it's toxins, it's traumas, it's all of these things causing premature aging. And if we can flood our body with oxidants, antioxidants, they grab onto those, and the oxidants neutralize them and help our body flush them out. So we have patches for that. I'll explain in a second. So we were talking about disease, and skin flares when we get stressed, but also our whole body under stress has a different frequency to it. So if you think about, if you can do what you can do to forgive and pray and make friends with people and build relationship and laugh and all of these things in the green, the blue, and the purple are healthy, and they are help your body at the cellular level to reduce oxidative stress on your body and help you to fight dis-ease and autoimmune conditions, and your skin will thank you. So we are mind, body, and spirit. That's the last part of the puzzle for Sabrina to get well. So if you think about these things, you are probably listening to this and knowing what you need to do, the next steps that you can take to help feed your brain the things that it needs to have to be healthy, your thoughts, your habits, your emotions, your prayer life, your meditation, your thought life. You know, to go as toxin free as possible. You know, to drink plenty of water, good, clean water. You know, to get your body out into the sunlight, even better with friends in the sunlight. But also, let's talk about patches that help you along this pattern. So aloe vera helps with that oxidative stress we've been talking about. It helps with sleep. It elongates the telomeres on your DNA, so it has a reverse aging effect on your telomeres. It elevates the fountain of youth peptide called epithalamine, and that actually tells your body to rejuvenate its collagen and skin. And it's so good for you. So aloe vera for your skin health is the number one thing I would recommend, second to our X39. X39 is very good for your pain and inflammation and helping rejuvenate those cells. But if you think about it, remember back to that little image of the 4 layers of the skin. You have nerves and nerve endings, and you have blood flow. And the X39 is rejuvenating and repairing every cell from the hair follicle to the blood vessel to the nerves. It's the X39 is the one-stop shop for all of the rejuvenation and repair. It actually does bump up your glutathione levels by 30%. So that's a great one to start with. Eon is the complement to that, and it influences your mindset. It helps your body shift into that rest and digest. Therefore, it helps you balance your hormones, that parasympathetic nervous system. So if you didn't know it already, adrenaline, cortisol, those are hormones. And if you keep on keeping on and you keep pushing your body, your adrenaline and cortisol, you get adrenal fatigue, it imbalances, and they start stealing from your 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 reproductive hormones to maintain a balance. So if you have hormone imbalance, Eon, and we'll talk about SP6 in a minute, is incredibly important, but it helps you decrease that inflammation. And most people feel a sense of comfort and well-being when they use this. And it reduces those C-reactive proteins, which are a negative effect of stress on your cells. And it helps your body create a thing called superoxide dismutase. When I was doing my reading about patches, or doing my reading about the autoimmune disorders, superoxide dismutase was a supplement that they were recommending for vitiligo. And I'm like, oh, that's very interesting. Eon tells your body to make it. Glutathione, like we talked about that with the photo, it helps your body remove antioxidants. I don't know how many of you, or remove oxidants by being a major antioxidant. And at the bottom point here, it says that it improves your skin's appearance. It is really good for your skin. If you're having issues that are related to viruses, bacterias, or your liver or your kidneys aren't working properly, this patch will help boost your body's ability to work by helping remove heavy metals and help your liver's ability to make glutathione. I know a lot of us ladies most likely are used to hearing about eating vitamin C or putting vitamin C on our skin in our skincare products. But N-acetylcysteine, NAC, is a precursor to glutathione. So supplementing with NAC is great. Supplementing with vitamin C with bioflavonoids is really, really good for your skin. And remember, we've got skin inside our bodies also. So glutathione helps our gut detox and helps us to be able to absorb nutrients properly. Carnosine is another antioxidant. And if you're thinking about blood vessels and nerves, this also helps your body. And pancreas. So diabetes is one of those things that show it stops blood flow to skin and eyes and toes and feet and things like that. Carnosine is an antioxidant and it helps your pancreas. It helps your body's ability to handle blood sugar. And another one that is incredible in regulating hormones is SP6. It helps your endocrine system, which is your hormone control center. It helps regulate your thyroid. It helps your reduce sugar in the blood. It balances your digestive system. It really goes in there and it helps your stomach and it helps your digestive tract to be able to absorb nutrients, and it decreases food cravings. That happens in your brain. That's your hypothalamus in your brain. So SP6, if hormones are a cause of your issue or kidney health or pancreas health, then SP6 or thyroid issues, those may be a patch you would want to consider adding to your routine. So as you see, we've got lots and lots of tools. What you think as autoimmune or that you may be stuck with forever, or sorry, you're just getting older, doesn't have to be the case. So I recommend that you get back with the person who invited you to listen to this presentation and say, hey, tell me more about how I can get these patches because they are incredible. So thank you guys so much.
Awesome, Cami. Thank you. That was
Yeah,
lovely.
my pleasure. Oh, you know what, Joyce?
What,
I
honey?
had Joyce on here and she was going to share her story about eczema.
It's okay.
It was just on a roll, girlfriend.
You did great, honey. They just ran out of time.
Thank you.
No problem.
Good
All
job,
right.
Cami. That was
Yeah,
amazing.
you did a great job.
So
sweetheart.
much good information.
All
Thank you.
information we needed to know.
Thank you.
Yeah, a couple people dealing with this condition